Greetings to everybody. Greetings to everybody. Welcome to my channel, Consulting Diversified. Today, I'm going to touch on sharing my experience about the Fulbright program, sharing my experience about Fulbright scholarship. And why am I sharing this experience? I'm sharing this experience so that everybody can be informed about the Fulbright opportunity and what it takes to apply for the Fulbright programs. So I'm going to touch on, first of all, what is Fulbright program? For sure, you have heard about the Fulbright program, but you've not been that curious to research about the Fulbright program. So today, as I said, I'm going to share about my experience on the Fulbright program and what am I going to talk about? First, tell you what the Fulbright program is and emphasize why I'm sharing my Fulbright experience and also who should apply for Fulbright scholarship. So you know about the Fulbright program, but who should apply for Fulbright scholarship? Do you really qualify to apply for Fulbright scholarship? And this is what I'm going to talk you about, and also tell you that the Fulbright program was named after an American senator, and the bill for Fulbright program was passed in 1946. So the program basically started in 1946. So that's when the Fulbright program started. But still, not many people know about the Fulbright program. Not many people know how to apply for the Fulbright program. So I'm going to touch on the selection process for Fulbright scholarship. What should you do to be qualified for the Fulbright scholarship? What should you do to be on the Fulbright program? What should you do to be accepted on the Fulbright program? And once you are accepted on the Fulbright program, there are some travel arrangements that the Fulbright is going to help you with. So don't worry about travel arrangement, but still you need to get ready once you are selected in the Fulbright program. You have to make sure that you got everything fixed, you got all your paperwork, you got your passport ready, and any other materials that you have printed out, any other materials that Fulbright asks you to get. So again, talking about selection process, talking about travel arrangements, but also we have to talk about accommodation or housing and also related expenses. So once you are selected, so there are travel arrangements and also accommodation arrangements. So we're going to touch on this. Accommodation, where are you going to live once you arrive in the US? So this is one of the key questions, but the Fulbright is going to help you with. And then next, we're going to talk about the benefits of the Fulbright program for Americans and foreign students or foreign teachers. And then probably you may have some questions about the Fulbright program. You may not have all the information, related to the Fulbright on this presentation, but you can contact me through consulting diversified llc at gmail.com. For any questions about Fulbright experience, please contact me through consulting diversified llc at gmail.com. Consulting diversified llc at gmail.com. And then to close this presentation, I'm going to provide you with the information about the application of Fulbright. Once you are ready to apply, when you want to apply for Fulbright scholarship, where should you find the right information? Where should you find the relevant information to get you prepared in the process of Fulbright? I'm sure that you are already interested in the Fulbright program. This is a very prestigious scholarship in the American educational system. So, what is Fulbright? So, okay, sharing my Fulbright experience. What is my experience like in the Fulbright program? How was my experience in the Fulbright program? So now I am a Fulbright alum, but what was my experience like? So let me first tell you a little bit about the Fulbright program. The Fulbright program, actually, and simply said, is uh, an international educational exchange program sponsored by the US government. It is an international educational exchange program sponsored by the US government. Why did I say international? Because it touches on, it concerns everybody in the world, including Americans and people living in other countries throughout the world. So it is an exchange program because it allows students to come to the US. It allows people from all walks of life to come to the United States to study or to enhance their professional experience. So this may be about teachers who want to come to the United States to learn more about teaching methodology, teaching philosophy, how people teach in the United States. So the Fulbright program can also allow those people to come to the United States to share their professional experience with Americans, with professional Americans. And this is sponsored by the US government. So the Fulbright program actually started in that when the Congress passed the act about the Fulbright program. So since 1946. So as I was saying, people from all walks of life can get on the Fulbright program and come to the United States. These people may be professionals. These people can be students, regular students, and also uh, Fulbright is also addressed to the Americans, American citizens. So if you are an American, you would like to do some researches abroad, and you are welcome onto the Fulbright program. So this is what Fulbright program is. So it is an exchange international educational program that allow both Americans to go overseas to study, to do some researches, and also allow students from most countries from all over the world to come to the United States and study in the field of their choice. Is that interesting? Does it sound interesting for you? So this is Fulbright. So very soon I'm going to share my experience, particularly on Fulbright experience. But before then, who should apply for Fulbright scholarship? Who really qualify to apply for Fulbright scholarship? So Fulbright scholarship, those who qualify, those people who may apply for Fulbright scholarship are first uh, Americans first, and then international students can apply for Fulbright scholarship. International student, but as I said, also international professionals. Where suppose that you are a teacher in your country, you are a university teacher, and then you want to enhance your skills, you want to enhance, improve your teaching philosophy. So you can apply for Fulbright scholarship, come to the United States, and the Fulbright program will associate you with Fulbright program will associate you with American professionals so you can improve your skills. So this is very important. And also student from other countries, non-US students may apply for Fulbright scholarship so that they can come to the United States and study in the field of their choice. As well, Americans who qualify can apply for Fulbright scholarship, and the government, the U.S. government, will sponsor them to go overseas to do some researches or to work with other universities abroad and then come back and share their experience or spread the word. So basically, this is what I'm doing, spreading the word about the Fulbright scholarship, the benefit of Fulbright scholarship. Anybody who qualify may apply for Fulbright scholarship. It's a very interesting program. So, what happened in my case? So, when I uh, qualified, when I sat for some exams, because we had to go through a selection process. So, when I qualified for the Fulbright program, they made all travel arrangements. The Fulbright program made travel arrangement for me and also accommodation arrangement. But what was the selection process like for the Fulbright program, or what is the selection process like? First, to qualify for Fulbright program, you must have at least a bachelor's degree. You must have a bachelor's degree or an equivalent of bachelor's degree. So for more information of equivalent, you will have to visit the Fulbright website, the Fulbright program site, so you can get more updated information. But first of all, you have to have at least a university level, or maybe not maybe, but have a bachelor's degree. That's the basic of Fulbright, and there may be some equivalent of the bachelor's degree. So you have to find out about this information, check out this information on the Fulbright program, and also you have to contact the U.S. representation, your local U.S. embassy, so you can get further information about the application process. But basically, for the application process, especially for people coming from countries where English is not spoken, even in countries where English is spoken, still The Fulbright program requires that people be familiar with English. People be familiar with academic or basic English first. That's one of the criteria when applying for the Fulbright program. So make sure you work on your English and also work on the topic. By the topic, I mean, what do you want to come to study in the United States? You must know exactly what you're going to study in the United States before applying for the Fulbright program. So make sure that you can describe your project, what you are planning to study in the United States in English. Make sure you can describe what you want to do in the United States in English. That's part of the application process. You have to write essays. So the Fulbright program will provide you with an online platform in the application process. On that platform, you will have the basic form, set of forms, a set of information to provide, your ID information, but also on the website, you will have the opportunity to write essays in English, and then you will have to submit. That's part of the process. Then they will have to shortlist some people. Suppose that the Fulbright in your country may have a quota of, for example, 5 people, 8 people, and so out of 30 or 50 people, you have to go through a selection process. So in my case, I remember we were of writing essays in English, and then we were shortlisted. So about 10 people were shortlisted, and then out of those 10, we were selected only two of us. So the selection process uh, is really demanding in terms of getting ready for your English, even though you're coming from the an English speaking country. So you have to be prepared on how to write essays and write about your project in English. That's the selection process. In the selection process, I said one of the criteria. So you have to have your bachelor's degree or an equivalent based on countries. So what happened once you are selected in the Fulbright program? When I was selected in the Fulbright program, the Fulbright program through the U.S. Embassy help me or help students prepare for arrangements. They will prepare you, they will give you information about the visa process. You have to go through this process and fill up some forms in online and submit. You get your visa, the Fulbright they buy tickets for you, they buy your tickets. So they make all these arrangement, the travel arrangement. They provide you with the ticket uh, to go to travel to the United States. If you are a foreign student, you to travel to the United States. So the Fulbright program will send you the tickets through the U.S. Representation in your country, so you don't need to worry about that. But still, in the travel arrangement, you must be prepared. Be prepared, even though the Fulbright is going to give you money. I mean, it's called a stipend. The stipend is basically living fees. They give you fees. So you can spend when it comes to your accommodation in the United States, when it comes to your transportation. So you got these fees to eat, and make sure you are a good manager to manage your fees, your funds. So they give you this fund. It comes through a bank, a card, so you can have a Visa card or Mastercard, depending on the where you get your banking. You do your banking transactions. So based on your bank, you can have a Visa card. But Fulbright, they have specific their cards. They have their contract with some other banks. So in a nutshell, you will have your card, and every month the Fulbright program will send you money for you to live on. So you have to make sure you are a good manager for your money, and you don't have to worry about your tuition fees. I mean, the study, when you study every quarter, academic quarter, the Fulbright program will pay for your studies. So don't worry about the tuition cost. No matter the amount, the Fulbright will pay for your tuition fees. So what about accommodations? So before you travel to the United States, you will have to make some suggestions. Anyway, they will provide you with some form about accommodation, but the Fulbright also make arrangement that you arrive, you land on a good place, and you live comfortably, and also you study comfortably. So there are two main options for accommodation, two main options. The first one is to live on the campus, and the second one is to live off campus. So, for you to easily learn how the educational system works, you may opt for on campus accommodation, so that you won't be struggling with riding the bus every time, or knowing where the school is. So you can simply walk from campus to campus buildings easily. So that's one option in the Fulbright program. Second, for the accommodation, you can live off campus. If you think that you are not comfortable living on the campus, you want to have a room or somewhere, uh, you want to have a one bedroom apartment. So it's up to you, and based on the expenses, based on the stipend. The stipend is the money that Fulbright will give you monthly for your living expenses. So based on that, you can choose to live in a room, or to rent a room off campus, or if possible a one bedroom apartment. But in most cases, you're likely to have a room, so you don't need to spend a lot of money for accommodation, only because you also have maybe transportations, or you have some grocery to buy for yourself. So you can live on campus or off campus. One of the options for off campus accommodation is what is called homestay family. Homestay family. So homestay family program is this program for international students. They associate the international student to an American family. So after in my case, I stay with an American family, and the advantage of living with an American family, you quickly learn about the culture. You firstly learn about the American life, how people live in America, and also you easily improve your English. You easily improve your English living within an American family. The American family, you are safe living within an American family because they work with the university. They have some contract with the university, so you don't need to worry about safety or security living with a homestay family in the United States, because these homestay families, they work with the universities and they have to meet some criteria, some requirement in order for them to become homestay families. So in my case, I live in homestay family, and in that homestay family, I had two other roommates, and these roommates were also international students. One student was from Saudi Arabia, and the other one was from South Korea. So it really an international mixture of cultures in this program, Fulbright program. So you don't need to worry about accommodation. The way it works is that the three of us, all three international students living in that family, we pay a monthly fee to the host family, and that monthly fee included food. It included all utilities. We did not have to handle about utilities bills, or we didn't have to go to the shopping store or to the grocery stores to buy groceries. So the whole homestay family used to do everything for us, and the homestay family would cook for us, and they would make sure also, if possible, that we cook. If you know how to cook, the homestay family can allow you to go to the kitchen cook, but most of the time they cook for you unless you want to cook specific food. So it was a very great experience living within an American family, learning about the cultures, the values, uh, cultural activities. So, and I remember when the host family did not have time to cook for us, they would give us money to go to the restaurant, or they will take us out to the restaurant to eat. So, just to tell you that this is the positive side of living with an American family. You're going to learn a lot about living and also improving your English. So that's about accommodation. So you may have an on-campus accommodation option, or you may have off-campus. Off-campus will include you may rent a room or live in American uh, family. That's it's a that program is called host families program or homestay family program. These people work with the universities, and they meet some criteria and requirement for them to become a Fulbright host family. So you don't need to worry about travel arrangements once you are selected in the process of Fulbright. You don't need to worry about accommodation or housing. But when you come to the United States for the first time, even though the Fulbright is going to sponsor you your ticket and everything, but at least have something in your pocket just in case when you arrive at the airport. When you arrive at the airport, so you may need to buy something, or something you want to eat, or you want to ride the train, or those basic expenses. You have to have something in the pockets. But as soon as you arrive, your academic advisor, just like in my case, my academic advisor provide me with the necessary information, and also the money information. I will get my money. So it was a great experience. You don't need to worry about the Fulbright program. So, before I get back on my academic experience at my first university, let me talk about the benefit of Fulbright program for Americans or foreign students or even foreign teachers. So the benefit of Fulbright program is that you are exposed to quantities of opportunities to learn once you come to the United States. Once you get on the Fulbright program, you will have the opportunities to learn many things, to get on various programs. So the American Fulbright program will pay for your ticket. They pay for your return ticket. And also in the Fulbright program, they make sure that you have an internship to enhance your studies, to support your degree or your master's degree. So they will make sure you receive your monthly stipends that will allow you to live in the United States. So, which is great. And don't one of the benefits, you don't need to worry about books. So if you have a need about books, the Fulbright program have they have something for you. They will include additional money in your stipend so you can buy books. So you don't need to worry about paying tuitions fees. You don't need to pay tuition fees. The tuition fees are going to be paid by the Fulbright program. You don't need to worry about how you're going to live in the United States. The Fulbright program will provide you with a monthly stipend so you can live in the United States, and you don't need to worry about books. Well, that's probably lots of information about Fulbright program. But don't worry. Before the end of this presentation, I'm going to provide you with the website and tell you how you can get more information about Fulbright. Again, the purpose of this presentation for me is to share. I want to share the information about the Fulbright program. I want more people to be informed about this opportunity to study in the United States under sponsorship. It's possible. Come to the United States. Come to the United States through the Fulbright program. You are sponsored. You are not paying the return ticket. You are not paying for the tuition fees, and you get a monthly stipend. This is very important. So these are the benefits of actually being on the Fulbright program, and plus you discover people from other countries maybe you never heard in your life, but when you come to the United States, thanks to the Fulbright program, you are going to be in touch with people from different countries in the world. In my case, I met almost everybody from Europe, from Asia, from Africa. So, and you learn from each other. If you have any question about Fulbright program, uh, about living in the United States on the Fulbright program, as I'm sharing this experience, you can contact me through Consulting Diversified LLC at gmail.com. You can contact me through Consulting Diversified LLC at gmail.com. I'm going to share more information about my experience so you can be inspired before you apply for the Fulbright scholarship. Okay. So, what was my experience like when I arrived in the United States? for the first time, I landed at Georgia International Airport. So I live in Atlanta, Georgia, for about 8 months. But first of all, I started my Fulbright program at Georgia State University. So what happened when you arrive for the first time in the United States? So you have to go through this pre-academic program. The pre-academic program prepares you to study in your field of interest. It prepares you to study in the American university. It prepares you to become familiar with the American educational system. So, my pre academic program was at Georgia State University. I went to Georgia. I went to Georgia State University, one of the famous universities in the South. Yeah, alongside with Georgia Tech or Emory University. So I had to go through what is called intensive English program. That was a requirement for any international student. They had to learn how American system works, what kind of test, what kind of exam we have to go through, how to write academic papers based on the American education style, based on the American education system. So I had to go through this experience, learn more academic words. Uh, it mainly focuses on how English is used academically. What are the common words you find in the academic setting? And these words are maybe different from the words you often use in your daily conversation. So we are to get familiar writing different kind of essays, whether analytical essays, all kind of essays, critical essays. So I had to go through all this process, and at the end, once you succeed in this academic pre-academic program, I had to sit for a different tests. They call those tests IBT tests, internet-based TOEFL tests. So based on the TOEFL test result, the Fulbright program will send you to another university where you're going to study, where you're going to complete your graduate studies. You're going to read for your master's degree or your bachelor's degree, depends. So where you want to read for bachelor's degree or master's degree depends on your results, your score, your IBT score, or your exam in the pre-academic program. So in my case, after passing this level of pre-academic program, the full program nicely sent me to Rochester Institute of Technology in New York. Rochester is a small city in the state of New York, about 6 hour drive to New York City. So the Fulbright program made travel arrangement for me again to travel to Rochester to start my master level studies. So I went to Rochester Institute of Technology to study the human resource development, things that have to do with learning and development, designing learning, performance evaluation, and employee development, business acumen. And I'm going to talk about business acumen also in the video to come. Business acumen. So for sure you have heard about this concept. So I went to Rochester. Rochester, which is a good place, it's also a very cold place. If you like snow, you want to see a lot of snow, then I would advise you to travel to Rochester. Rochester, it's very close to Canada, and the surrounding cities around Rochester's are like Buffalo or Niagara Falls. So it's a very good place to study. First, I stayed on campus and then I moved off campus. From Rochester Institute of Technology, I got my Master of Science in Human Resource Development. So, and as part of my Fulbright program, as part of my graduation, I had to complete an internship. So, internship was a requirement for me to complete my master's level degree. So, I got an internship in Washington D.C. and then I traveled from Rochester to Washington, D.C. for the internship. I interned with the Corporate Council on Africa. So this is an American organization that fosters trade, exchange between American businesses and African businesses. So I stayed in DC for about 3 months before I returned to my country, which is the Republic of the Congo. So, Fulbright experience, it's a great experience. I really encourage you to apply for this scholarship. Not many people know about the existence of Fulbright scholarship. So that's the rationale. That's the main reason why I am sharing the words. I am spreading the words to those who don't know the existence of this scholarship. If you meet the criteria, you have at least a bachelor's degree, you can apply for Fulbright from your country. So I really encourage you to come to the United States. This is a possibility. You are sponsored. You don't need to spend any money. You are sponsored, provided you meet the criteria. You can speak basic English. If you can speak English, and you can take a test or and write essays in English. If you have at least a bachelor's degree, in my case, I already had a bachelor's degree in linguistics. So that was already an advantage for me. So, Fulbright, so many things to share about Fulbright, but let me touch on the application process. When you want to apply for Fulbright, what should you do before applying? Uh, Before applying for the Fulbright scholarship, first of all, you have to gather some necessary information. I know my presentation is providing you with some insight, with some ideas, with some knowledge of the Fulbright program. But if you want to learn more about the Fulbright program before applying for the Fulbright program, please go on the Fulbright website. Go on the Fulbright website. Go on the Fulbright website, which is us.fulbrightonline.org. us.fulbrightonline.org. So once you go on to this website, try to browse, try to find all the necessary information you need for before applying. Again, before applying, one thing you should do is to contact your local U.S. representation. I simply mean US Embassy. The US Embassy in your country will provide you with more information about these educational program. They will provide you with more information about the Fulbright program before you apply. And by then you will know whether you qualify or not, because some countries may have some specific requirement or additional requirement, but at least when you go on the Fulbright website, you get a lot of information about this scholarship. And again, once you are on the Fulbright scholarship website, please contact your U.S. Embassy representation so that they can give you more information about Fulbright program before applying, and they can even send you a link for you to start your application. They will provide you with a link for you to start your Fulbright scholarship application. So the information I'm providing now, I'm sharing my experience, the benefits, the good thing about the Fulbright scholarship, and also if you want to apply, what should you do? What should you do if you want to apply? First, you can even go just on Google Fulbright program. You can also Google Fulbright scholarship. Just Google Fulbright scholarship. Gather all the necessary information, and that will provide you with some insight based on what you want to come and study in the United States. And again, I repeat, once you get some um, answers to your questions, make sure you also contact with the U.S. Embassy in your country so that you can get more information about this educational program, about this exchange program, as it's called. It's called exchange program. And I mentioned that not only people from abroad, people from other countries come to the United States to study thanks to the Fulbright program, but also the Fulbright program sent um, out some Americans abroad who want to do some researches or who want to study something particular abroad. So it's both ways. People come to the United States, but also Americans go overseas. They go to other countries to study. It's a really an exchange program, as you can see. So once you study in the Fulbright program, after your studies, they call you Fulbright alum. Fulbright alum, and most countries have, almost all countries have Fulbright associations. But for the time being, you are not there, you are not an alum, but what you should do, get on the Fulbright website to learn more about the Fulbright, and also contact your local U.S. embassy so you can get more information about Fulbright. Again, I am available also to answer some of the questions or answers you may not find on the website, so that I can share my experience, how I manage such and such aspect in the US society, such and such question. How did I address some of the questions or you may have when studying in the United States? So this is very important. So in a nutshell, let me summarize what I've talked about. I have shared my experience about the Fulbright program. So I was admitted in the Fulbright program in 2006, but I arrived in the United States in January, or it's precisely January 2007. So the academic program was basically for a year where I did my master's degree. So I was sponsored. The Fulbright made my travel arrangement. I arrived in the United States, and I studied. And once you are on the Fulbright program, there are also other training opportunities. I remember being sponsored in a seminar. They call it an enrichment seminar organized by the Fulbright program in San Antonio. So I traveled to San Antonio to attend another sponsored program of the Fulbright. I went to another city. San Antonio is in Texas. So they are also famous for basketball and other things, also tourism. That's where I visited the Alamo, one of the things in the history of the United States. So while in on the Fulbright program, you can also travel to other places. You can use your stipend, or in some cases, the Fulbright will sponsor some gatherings. They will pay for your uh, air ticket to go to some places. So it was a great experience. So I am sharing this experience, I'm sharing this information so other students all over the world, especially in developing countries, where most people don't have enough resources, enough money to travel abroad and study. Fulbright is a golden opportunity for you to travel to the United States and study in the field of your choice. So this is very important. So I would like you to Google Fulbright, or just go on us.fulbrightonline.org to start inquiring about Fulbright and start or begin the process. So it's a great experience. Don't miss this experience. Again, I'm sharing this experience. I'm sharing this knowledge, this information, so you or a family member who qualify can apply for the Fulbright. So again, this program started in 1946. So, but not many people know about this program. Please, if you qualify, go onto the Fulbright website and also contact your U.S. Embassy so you can get more information about Fulbright scholarship and apply. So there are many things to gain from this program. Once you are selected, once you are selected, so the Fulbright program will make all the arrangement for you, the travel arrangement, the visa arrangement, and the accommodation arrangements. So again, you have nothing to lose. Get on the Fulbright program. You got all the benefits. They pay Fulbright program. We pay for your return ticket. They will pay you a stipend to live on the United States in the United States, and they will pay for your books. So and then you discover more cultures. You discover new things, new ways of life, and you discover people from different cultures. So if you have any question about Fulbright, my experience on Fulbright program, please contact me through Consulting Diversified LLC at gmail.com. Consulting Diversified LLC at gmail.com. So this is what I had to share with you about the Fulbright program. And don't forget, the website for you to get more information on Fulbright is us.fulbrightonline.org. And once you get information from the website, do not forget to contact your U.S. local representation. I mean, your embassy, the U.S. embassy, to get more information about the Fulbright. Then you can start the process if you qualify, or you also share this information to anybody around you who qualify for the Fulbright. So thank you for watching me. Again, I am Mr. Ange. I am Mr. Ange. So originally from the Republic of the Congo. Now I'm a U.S. citizen. So you can ask me any question about my experience about Fulbright program. So you can contact me through Consulting Diversified LLC at gmail.com. Next time, I will talk about again Fulbright, but this time it will be in French. I will give a French version of this presentation. So I just present this first time in English, so everybody, more people around the world, especially in developing countries, where English is also spoken, people can get interested in these Fulbright opportunities. So I will make sure that next time I present the same opportunity in French for francophones, for people who speak French, to grasp this opportunity to come to the United States and study. So thank you again for watching. See you next time. I'm Mr. Ange. You can contact me again on through Consulting Diversified LLC at gmail.com. Consulting Diversified LLC at gmail.com. Thank you for watching. So for sure, you may have some questions about this. Thank you. Bye.